The gospel text of today is from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 3, verses 1 to 6. In the first verses, Luke will give us a whole historical background. And the reason why Luke gives us this historical background is to indicate that Jesus came in history, that Jesus came within history. However, in these verses, the focus is not so much Jesus as John the Baptist, who is portrayed in the Gospel of Luke as one who prepares the way. John the Baptist was an extraordinary figure. John the Baptist had absolutely no ego. He had no self. There was no I in John. And this is why John was able to know exactly who he was because of his egolessness. And John was able to know who Jesus was also because of his own egolessness. How did this egolessness manifest itself in action? When John was given a mandate from God, he fulfilled that mandate perfectly and lived it out to the letter. He was commissioned by God to be the Isaiah voice in the wilderness. And that voice would cry in the wilderness to make straight the way for the Lord. And so his role was of a precursor, of one who went before, of one who prepared the way. And this is his proclamation, not only his proclamation in words, but it was also his proclamation in action. That is, he was the voice crying in the wilderness, prepare the way of the Lord, make his paths straight. John did this in two ways, both of which stemmed from his egolessness. He did it first through his own life. He lived a Spartan life. He lived a life which was very simple, a life that was very demanding, and a life in which he showed through his actions that he himself was preparing his own life for the coming of the Lord. Second, he invited everyone who was willing to open themselves to also join in that preparation. It was not as if John wanted to prepare alone. It was not as if he wanted to be selfish. No, his egolessness invited him or enabled him to invite anyone who would come in order to prepare themselves also for the coming of the Messiah. In our own lives, we sometimes are not happy with who we are. We sometimes compare ourselves with others. We sometimes want to be another. If someone else is a little more successful than I feel jealous. I feel shortchanged. If someone is a little more popular than I'm not too happy about it. We need to learn from John how we are content with who we are. Every single one of us has been given a mission. Every single one of us is unique, and there is no one in the whole world who is like me in every single way. And so therefore, I glory in my selfhood. I glory in my uniqueness. I celebrate myself, and I am comfortable with myself. I don't need to compare with anyone else. John realized this, and that is why it resulted in his being without an ego, without an I, without the self. When I realize my own uniqueness, then I become egoless, and like John, I can fulfill that mandate, that commission and mission which God has given to me. Will I, in imitation of John the Baptist, give up my ego today? Will I, like John the Baptist, not compare with anyone in this world? Will I like John the Baptist, show through my actions that I can draw others to God. And will I do that today?